Hello guys, welcome back to another video. We are going to be making an early prediction on the fight Jared Cannonier versus Sean Strickland for the UFC Fight Night Cannonier versus Strickland Fight Night that's on October 15th. So yeah, these two were both on the same card in July, UFC 276, I believe, for International Fight Week. Obviously, Jared Cannonier fought Israel Adesanya, and then Sean Strickland fought Alex Pereira, who both guys are now fighting for, who now Alex Pereira is fighting Israel Adesanya for the title, and now these two will be fighting the two losers of that card. And yeah, this is a very interesting fight to make. It is on a fight night. I kind of wanted to see Strickland on another press conference, in all honesty, but I'm fine with this. This is a very interesting matchup. On Tapology is currently pretty much 50-50. Strickland's a 49% and Cannonier's a 51%. So yeah, the people who voted have it split. But I will be giving my early prediction on this fight. So let's break down the physical attributes and their ages and things like that. So Sean Strickland, 25-4, 31 years old, 6'1", will be 2 inches taller than Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier is also 38 years old, which is 7 years age difference here. Jared Cannonier is also 15-6, both at the middleweight. Both at middleweight. Their reaches, Jared Cannonier will have a 1.5 inch reach advantage with that 77.5 reach compared to Sean Strickland's 76 inch, and they both have very similar leg reaches. So now, in this fight, Sean Strickland's last few fights, he obviously lost to Alex Pereira in his last fight, won against Jack Hermansson and Uriah Hall. The fights against Uriah Hall and Jack Hermansson were both 5-round main events, so he will have some experience in 5 rounds for this fight. He did pretty well against Uriah Hall, kept a very high pace with him, jab, took him down, I believe, ground and pounded him a couple times. Did pretty well in there, did normal Sean Strickland stuff. There were some leg kicks, a lot of punches to the head, of course, and then took him down. That's pretty much the highlight of it. Nothing crazy really happened. Pretty much dominated Uriah Hall. Jack Hermansson, he jabbed quite a bit. It didn't look good on him. A lot of people were not happy with the way he performed, and kind of said like, "Oh, he just jabs. Like he's a boring fighter." He's not a boring fighter. He's very active. Even in losses, I guess he's not boring either. But pretty much, he pretty much beat Jack Hermansson on the feet for 5 rounds. I think Jack Hermansson won one of the early rounds, if I don't remember. If I do remember. And then his last fight against Alex Pereira on International Fight Week, got knocked out. Pretty embarrassing. It wasn't embarrassing because Alex Pereira has amazing power, but like, bro, what the hell are you doing? Like, like he didn't even try. He's just acting like it was freaking Uriah Hall, just chilling. Like he threw more unique strikes against Alex Pereira in the first first half of that first round before he got knocked out than the Jack Hermansson fight. Like he, yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Did get KO'd in that fight pretty badly. Wasn't being smart, had not much fight IQ at all. It was very telling. It was very useful to know. But he's an interesting guy, so he's always fun to have around. But like, dog, try and take him down. I don't know why the hell you think you're gonna be able to strike with Alex Pereira. But yeah, and then going into Jared Cannonier, I have no idea why Brunson is pulled up. But for Jared Cannonier's last few fights, he has a loss against Israel Adesanya, a win against Derek Brunson, a win against Kelvin Gastelum, and then a loss against Robert Whittaker. Kelvin Gastelum, he pretty much struck with them on the feet. Does throw some high kicks. Did throw some high kicks in that fight. Obviously, yeah, he just does what he normally does. Jab, hook, body kick, body punch. Like he normally works most of the body, leg kicks. Derek Brunson, same kind of thing. He did get rocked and dropped in that fight, I believe. Yeah, he did get dropped in that fight. Brunson did wrestle with him. Was able to take him down like a few times. Then eventually Jared Cannonier recovered in like the second round, I believe, and KO'd Derek Brunson at the end of it. Was able to out kind of cardio Derek Brunson, because Derek Brunson had I think he probably 10-8'd Jared Cannonier in the first round. Rocked him, and then almost finished him with the rear naked choke. But yeah, and then won in the second round. That fight, Israel Adesanya, I thought it was a pretty close fight. Obviously, people didn't really care. I think most of the fan base actually fell asleep during the fight. But yeah, I thought it was pretty decently close. I think Izzy won probably 3-2 though, if not 4-1. I thought it was more 3-2, but it doesn't really matter for that fight. It matters for this fight. So for this fight, obviously Jared Cannonier likes to work the whole body, throws high kicks. It ain't like super fast or anything, but he obviously has tons of power, so it will do some damage. Has a good jab. He does have the reach advantage here, so that would be very interesting for Sean Strickland. How is he going to do? He doesn't really move his head at all. He'll throw some hooks. We'll work the body. We'll throw some leg kicks. I assume Sean Strickland will do the same, but he doesn't have the same power as Jared Cannonier. He likes to work the head a lot. I think the accuracy changes are like 90% head for Sean Strickland. I guess that sounds kind of weird too. But we'll throw some body punches in there, and we'll throw a little bit of leg kicks. But this will all come down if it all comes down to if Sean Strickland wants to wrestle here. If Sean Strickland doesn't wrestle here, he'll probably get KO'd again, in all honesty. Probably in the second round. I would say he gets KO'd. Third round, if he wants to stand with Jared Cannonier. Like, Jared Cannonier is not like a super accurate striker. Like, I can see Sean Strickland, he doesn't really have a high guard. He'll just like move his head back a little bit. Like, it's not like he's like bouncing around, that kind of head movement. But if there's a punch thrown, he'll lean back. Same thing how Alex Pereira KO'd him. Alex Pereira like hit him to the body, I believe, and then the left hook, he just leaned back and then just got KO'd. So yeah, reach advantage is definitely going to be beneficial to Jared Cannonier. If Sean Strickland uses his wrestling, he will win the fight. Not that Jared Cannonier has bad takedown defense, but I think it'll wear out Jared Cannonier over the 5 rounds. I think if Sean Strickland just continues to go at it, create a threat on the feet for Jared Cannonier by pushing those takedowns, making him think about the takedown, he will benefit a lot on the feet from that. But from the last fight where he didn't even attempt to try and take down Alex Pereira, I'm not going to rely on that at all. I'm probably going to go Jared Cannonier here, because I don't even think freaking Sean Strickland's going to try and wrestle. If he does, I think he will win the fight. It'll probably be a close win, maybe 48-47 for Sean Strickland if he does wrestle, but he won't. I'm assuming so, but obviously maybe if we get closer to the fight, he'll say he'll wrestle more and he's being stupid or whatever. But yeah, Jared Cannonier has this if he stays on the feet, and if that's what Sean Strickland wants to do, like he did last time against Alex Pereira, that's going to happen. So I'm going to go with Jared Cannonier by KO if Sean Strickland does not wrestle. But if Sean Strickland does wrestle, I'm going to go Sean Strickland by 48-47. There's a chance at a sub later in the fight. I could see it, a sub. Maybe Jared Cannonier gets a little tired, but his cardio is pretty good too. But if, like, the one thing Sean Strickland does kind of like to do is he does throw a lot of shots. If he does take him down and then gets up, and then Sean Strickland will probably use his pace to tire out Cannonier. So I can definitely see, hey, if he uses his wrestling, takes him down, he gets back up at some point and then just keeps taking him down, things like that. And then he'll like rush him, because Sean Strickland does not really move backward. He kind of just, he's flat-footed, will move forward, or just stands there, in all honesty. He does not go backwards. But he does like to put a decent pace on his opponent. So if he wrestles, uses that pace with them, it'll benefit him also. Worrying about the takedowns. Like, a lot of things can help Sean Strickland in this fight if he uses his wrestling. But yeah, so 48, 47, or maybe a sub attempt in the later rounds for Sean Strickland if he uses wrestling. For Jared Cannonier, KO in the second round, because I think Sean Strickland would probably survive some of the punches in the first round. Maybe late second round KO for Jared Cannonier if Sean Strickland does not wrestle. So yeah, that's my prediction. It's just an early prediction. I think I need to get closer to the fight to understand what the game plan for Sean Strickland will be if he decides not to be stupid and tries to wrestle here. I'll take it. It's not like freaking Jared Cannonier's pinpoint accurate, but he will catch Sean Strickland at some point. He doesn't really move too much. But yeah, that's my prediction for now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. 278 is this weekend. After that, we'll have the recap. I'll try to figure out something for the following week, because I think we do have a 2-week break. So let me look up something real quick. Actually, I'll just end the video here. There's no point. I might do the Colby video next week, because I think his trial's around that time. I think this weekend is the 21st. So yeah, there might be the Colby video there, where I break down all the people he can fight next. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you.